There we go. Good morning. This is Wednesday, 11/11. I think it's the original Veterans Day, original VE Day, November 11th. I'm Stephen Wynn. This is the Loving What Separates Us course, where we delve into that which keeps us apart from our neighbors and from our higher self. And we love it because in that process of loving it, we become one with whatever it is that's keeping us separate from everything else. It's sponsored by I Am Heart, and it is part of my own personal mission of healing the heart of America. This morning, we're going to continue this exploration of the energy systems, centers in the body, the chakras. It's the 6th day of that, so we'll be doing the third eye. Yeah, what's called the ajna in Sanskrit, and I can't remember the name in uh, in the Sufi tradition is kafia. So, and of course, it's tied into vision. And so, my invitation to all of us today is to open up to our inner vision, our intuition, our inner guidance, both for our own individual lives and to do this as a proxy for the leadership of this country. That whoever is leading at any one given time, and that means the president, the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, may they live from this deep inner vision for America, for our own country, whatever country we're in. And from that inner vision, make the decisions that will move our nation forward. My own vision for America, and I invite you to join me in this or find your own vision. My own vision is to see America as stepping into its role as a spiritual leader. It's been a military, political, and economic leader in the past. But our destiny really is to move into spiritual leadership. I'm reminded of that experience of some 12th or 13th century Tibetan Buddhist monk who said, "When the iron bird flies, Dharma will move to the west. Righteousness will move to the west." I think it's pretty clear the iron bird is the airplane. So it's just that time for our nation to step into its role as leading the way through spiritual growth. The phrase we use in I Am Heart is called creating the culture of the heart. That America and the world, is quite an international organization now. America and the world create and live in a culture of the heart. So with that vision, let's sit up straight with our feet on the floor and prepare to move into our hearts. We might explore our hearts and how we can see through the eyes of our heart. So once we're sitting up straight, just put our hands over our heart. Just say good morning to our hearts. Just notice if you start to feel your heartbeat through your hands, your fingers. And what change comes to you. You acknowledge your own heart. Let your hands down whenever that's comfortable for you. Now let's move on to our respiratory system, our breath, our lungs, our nostrils, our bronchial tubes. And just notice, we don't have to do anything right now, how clear are our passageways, our air passageways. How deeply do we breathe? And again, just notice more inwardly. Just easily, whatever shows up, shows up. We're just creating the habit of looking inward. Now let's move into the full breath. It's full inhale, full exhale. Deep abdominal breathing. On the exhale, pull our abdominal muscles all the way back towards our spine. Now let's move on into our basic heart rhythm meditation. Inhaling to the count of 8 heartbeats, exhaling to the count of 8 heartbeats, 6 or 10. Using our deep, full breath and just connect with this deep, fundamental rhythm between our hearts and our breath. Be sure to pull in your name for your heart and let's begin that process of breathing into the heart and out of the heart directly. See if you connect to the sweetness of your heartbeat. Of course, it's perfectly okay to simply feel your pulse or just count if that inner dimension has not opened up yet to connect to your heartbeat. What happens to you when you keep these, when you connect these deep rhythms? Yesterday, when we were exploring the throat chakra, We talked about the connection between the second and the fifth chakras, the sacral and the throat chakra. Ron and Susanna have also seen another connection between our third and our sixth chakra, our solar plexus and our third eye. So the invitation is to move into the fire breath to wake up our solar plexus as a preparation for activating our third eye. So with the fire breath, we breathe in through slightly open lips into the depth of our solar plexus. Maybe go all the way back to the spine with that breath through the open lips. And then we hold. Could be for 8 heartbeats or 16 if you want to do the square breath. Just hold for a period of time. And build up the heat in the solar plexus. And then let the light rise up. Keep the heat in the solar plexus. Let the light rise up into the heart. And exhale through the nose. Closed lips. Inhale through open lips. To the depth of the solar plexus. Hold the breath. Let the heat build up. Exhale through the heart, through the nose. And let's just continue that pattern for a few minutes here. Traditionally, when we activate, wake up, energize our solar plexus, we end up with a sense of greater confidence. We're very centered. We develop power. Success feels closer to us. We're truthful, powerful, emotionally balanced beings when our solar plexus is strengthened. So could you just perhaps enjoy the flavor of these divine qualities as we breathe for another minute or so into our solar plexus, still keeping to our basic heart rhythm, holding, just sweetly exhaling through the nose, the light that's generated from this sun center within us. When we explore the higher centers like we will today and presumably tomorrow, I always wait for guidance. We always want to be well centered in our solar plexus, our heart, our root. We always want to have this balance. The spiritual paths that just focus on opening the third eye or the crown. The challenge there is that it's easy to leave the body. And some of the practices are actually designed to do that. But we want to honor the fact that we incarnated, that we took birth for a reason. We are not here to escape. We are here to glorify. Glorify and add to the beauty of creation. In fact, one of the joys of going into the third eye is to allow us to see beauty more perfectly. Allow us to see the underlying harmony of life. So now let's start exploring our third eye. Of course, everyone knows it's where it is. It ties into the center of the head, the pineal gland. The way we're going to explore this is through the air breath. Open lips, inhale, open lips, exhale, just slightly open. Air breath brings us great clarity, which is useful for vision. So what I want you to start doing is inhaling through the third eye with slightly open up lips. Bring the energy in instead of through the heart. Bring it in through the third eye and down to your heart. And on the exhale, through those same open lips, let the energy come up through the back, the spine, up to the center of the head, and out through the third eye. Just in and out through the third eye. connecting, at least bring that energy out like 6 to 12 inches. Connecting outward. Inhaling to that same count, 6, 8, 10, whatever it is. Exhaling, keeping track with the heartbeat. If the energy pattern isn't clear, do not worry. Just go with your imagination. Sometimes it helps to pull your hand, to pull the energy into the third eye and then down. There's a lot of energy in our hands. And back up, perhaps with your hands. Most people do not do this, but it's just there if it's useful to you. This breath, like this, develops intuition. It develops the ability to see with deep insight. Gives us inner guidance. And it helps us with our focus in life. It helps us to see deeper than the appearances. Helps us to see what's really going on. That's what we mean by insight. Aha. They're saying this, but they're doing this. What's their intention here? And it doesn't need to be nefarious, it's just understanding. Quite often, the people we work with do not understand why they are doing something or what they are doing. They're just reacting and responding. And it's our gift to understand them more deeply so we can love them more deeply. Act in alignment with them at a deeper level. What this practice will also do is over time, if you continue with this practice, build this up over time, you will notice that you can see and feel what other people are thinking and feeling. I mentioned this the other day, that as a teacher, it's developed in me the ability to know what other people are thinking. Not so much an individual, but sometimes. But I can sense and know. If it's a live crowd, I'll know the thought came, oh, it came over from that corner of the room. I won't know who it's from, but I'll know it's from there. And this is a practice that develops that. And the opposite is true. This develops the ability to broadcast our thoughts out to the universe. So if we have a question, it can go out. if we see a direction for our community, our country, our world, you can broadcast that out. And of course, we inhale like this through the third eye to the center of the brain, down to the depth of our heart, and then back up. We are seeing literally with the eyes of our heart. We could just take it into our mind, but this takes what we see into our heart. And it's not so well known, but there's a great deal of gray matter in our hearts. The same kind of brain cells in our brain are in our spine and in our hearts and in the gut. That's interesting too, isn't it? That's why we want to be doing abdominal breathing to awaken that intelligence in all of our inner organs. So continue this breath you'd like, or just continue with heart rhythm meditation, either way. So now that we've energized the center, let's look at our emotional baggage and wounds around having a fully opened third eye. So from this center, we can become all-knowing, all-seeing. Sometimes people refer to it as the all-seeing eye of God. And we are so aligned with our universal aspect, with the universal heart. Our eyes, our third eye, becomes the pure and innocent conduit to see as the universal heart would see, to bring information from creation directly into the universal heart. But let's go back to, with this center opened, it's possible to know anything. How does that feel? What comes up when you have this thought of being able to know anything? What's your immediate thought or feeling that comes up? It might be delightful. Oh, I'd really love to know this. Or it might be, I can see a potential for misuse here. Whatever thought or feeling comes up, can you welcome that into your heart? Just see it as information for your body, mind, heart to process. Whether it's good or whether it's bad. Is it okay if we begin to see our thoughts and feelings as information to be digested? information to be processed by the wisdom of our hearts, by the clarity of our minds. And just as an interesting observation, that's the that's the picture I get after opening up and energizing this third eye. I see this thought and feeling as information. When I welcomed it up from my heart, I welcomed it up as energy. You go back a few days, pulling this reaction in, it's energy, it's power, it's love. But when we energize the third eye, suddenly these impulses of thought and feeling show up as packets of information. Very, very clear. Very, very clear description of what happens with the third eye. So just see it as a packet of information and take it into our hearts and let our hearts process it. How do you feel about everyone else opening up their third eye? What's the first thought or feeling there? Is there a concern with other people being able to read your mind? Is there a concern about your secrets that are better just left alone? Whatever comes up here, would it be okay again just to see them as packets of information to process? Still energy to digest. But could we let go of the thought or the habitual response that if we see something, feel something, think something, we need to act on it? Could we allow it to be just one more part of the mosaic of life, ours to process and benefit from, rather than being our master that we have to respond to, we have to react to? How do you feel about having perfect intuition? Not much to disapprove of there, is there? Check to see if you are worthy of having perfect intuition, knowing anything and anyone at any time. That's a different picture of intuition, isn't it? How will you feel if private information begins to be revealed to you? Are you okay with that? Or does it feel like you're taking unfair advantage? You are misusing your spiritual power. Again, whatever reaction comes up, can you welcome it within you? Love it. And let your heart process it. How would you feel if our leaders had perfect intuition? I got a wave of mistrust there. I don't know if it's mine or someone else's. I'm sure some of it's mine. So could we allow this perfect intuition to develop in our leaders, along with the development of their heart? Could we allow our leaders to be leading this country, your own country, from your heart, from their heart, with perfect vision for where to lead the country? What would be an advantage to you to bring it back to the personal? To be all-knowing, all-seeing. Let's just, whatever advantage comes up, and whatever that advantage is, could you just be with it, honor it, love it? Could you see if that advantage shows up under these three basic programs that we have of wanting to be safe and secure, wanting to be loved, heard, appreciated, wanting control or power? Whichever one that shows up as, could we welcome up any lacking feeling, any lacking of control, any lacking of love, any lacking of safety? Could we welcome that up and just honor it and let that go? Let that dissolve in our alignment with the one heart. So what's a disadvantage to being all-knowing? What don't you like about that idea? Sometimes it's harder to find what we don't like on positive things in particular. But again, can you trust yourself? I'll just stir the pot a little. Can you trust yourself to be all-knowing? Do you want that burden? Do you want to know the future? Do you want to know when you're going to die? That all falls under this umbrella of being all-knowing. Or would you rather just live spontaneously in the moment, adjusting to life as it comes? Whatever comes up for you, Could you see that disliking, that disadvantage in terms of wanting to be safe and secure, wanting to be loved, wanting control? And it's not that there's anything wrong with any of those three desires or wants. We're just looking for what's under these basic programs. And we're looking for any wounds that are distortions of these programs, where they run our lives. So whatever is there, could you welcome it up? See it in the light of these three patterns, three programs, and just let go of any distorted energy that shows up. And what's beneath? When we look for a disadvantage or a dislike, we're looking at the aversions before we're looking at the attachments. Would it be okay with us if we go to a place where we're not attached to it? We don't have an aversion to it. We simply love and appreciate it and allow it to shine forth in our life at the right moment, in the right way. That'd be okay with us. We can have it, we can not have it, but what we choose is for all knowingness to show up at the perfect times in the perfect way, that we may use it to serve our friends, our family, our country, even serve the deep desires of our hearts. Could we just say yes to this? And let's take it to the leaders of our country. Would it be okay with us if they also lived in their hearts, fully attuned to the deep pulse of the nation, fully attuned to the heart of America, or the heart of whatever country you live in? Could we send this blessing to them, this gift of living from their hearts and in their quieter moments, a clear perception of the vision for our country, our nation? Would it be okay with us if our leaders could have, we're just setting intention here, the long-term vision for what is best and most glorious for our country, whatever country we live in? Could we hold them in that space? I think we all know that every leader, when they get quiet, wants to do what is best for the nation. They want to be seen as great statesmen, as great, implementing the greatness of perfect policy to shift and transform the direction of our nation. You think about that. In their quieter moments, they all want this. could we, through our hearts, send this great blessing of quietness of heart to our leaders so they might receive this vision for the long-term view of our country. And may our country and every country start the process of moving into their hearts, allowing a culture of the heart to flourish, where every citizen, man, woman, and child, begins to live from their heart, and the nation as a whole begins to reflect the divine qualities of the heart. As each nation steps into its own individual and unique, glorious perfection. Let's just say yes to that vision. And just make sure we're in our heart still. Feel our heartbeats. Feel our feet fully on the floor. Breathing through our nose, in and out of our hearts. Just take a minute or two to come out of this meditation. I always invite you to set your intentions for the day. That's what we're really doing when we walk through our day. How would you like your heart to be today? Who are you going to meet that you can bring the blessings of your heart to? What food will you eat that you can bring the blessings of your heart to purify and sanctify your food? What situations can we bring our heart to at work, our family, our friends? And when you're ready, just open your eyes, grateful for our hearts, grateful for the power of our hearts. So that ends our meditation this morning. Thank you so much for joining. The power of our collective hearts is much, much greater than just the size of our group. What we do here spreads out. I think I've said it before, but we have our brain waves and we have our heart waves. Our heart waves are at least 100 times more powerful than our brain waves.
Wow.
Yeah, if we want to change something in our world, we change our heart. Changing the mind works also, but far more impact to change our hearts. So if anyone now has a gain to share or a question or like to work on, I hear a phone rattling there. Good morning on the phone.
Hello.
Yes, who's this?
This is Jean.
Morning, Jean.
Good morning. With this last heart meditation, I had not a very positive visual come up. So
Great.
I'd like to release on it.
Great. So you find yourself not liking the visual that came up?
No, it was like a half man in the ground in a cemetery behind a tombstone.
Yeah, so a little residual from Halloween, huh?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So,
Yeah, alive and well. And it just had legs were out like a frog.
oh, good. So, be okay with you? Would it be okay with you? You
Hmm.
moved into
Yes.
your heart, and is it okay with you if your heart is more powerful than this image?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And, ask your mind if it knows where this image came from.
Oh, no idea.
Yeah. And, that happens a lot to all of us. When we dream, we have all these things that come up and show up to us.
Hmm.
So, what does your heart say here? Does your heart say that this is some message or this is just some purification going on?
Just a minute. I'm stuck on the word message.
Good. So, be okay with you if you allow this image to be a message for you.
Yeah, sure.
Now, notice you don't like the image, and yet you're being told it's a message for you.
Hmm.
Okay. So, does your mind know what the message is?
It's like being in two different worlds, half dead and half alive.
Wow, that's quite a message, isn't it? So,
Yeah, yes, it is.
where in your life are you half dead and half alive?
Hmm. Wow. Wow. Hard to say.
Okay, so we don't know. That's fine. So, would it be okay with you if you let go of trying to figure that out?
Yes. Yes.
And can you let go of trying to figure it out some more
Yes.
and more?
Yes.
And do you notice that when your mind doesn't know something, there's this feeling like, I really ought to know. And you start beating yourself up.
Yes, I do realize that.
So, is it okay with you if you let go of beating yourself up?
Yes.
Beating yourself up, tell you what this picture is about.
Yes.
Doesn't, does it? Because you let go some more of beating yourself up.
Yes. Yes.
More.
Yes.
Could you let go of disapproving of this image?
Yes.
Yeah. And let go some more of disapproving of this image.
Yes. Hmm.
Even still more.
Yes.
Yes. And since disapproving hasn't helped, would it be okay if you just gave some love and approval to the image?
Yes.
Uh, could you give some more love and approval to the image?
Yes.
Obviously, some part of you is bringing this up for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Part of me is amused by it now.
Could you give
I'm
yourself
amused by the image.
good, good, and just could you just love that image some more, whether it's amusing or
Yes.
whether it's scary?
Hmm.
It's here for a reason, and we want to honor that.
Yes.
And could you give yourself some love and approval?
Yeah. I feel just now I'm not being fair to myself.
Now that's a form of disapproving of yourself, isn't it?
Yes, it would be. Yeah.
Could you let that go?
Oh, I have a lot of anger about letting that go.
Good. The
Like I
anger.
need to live in that disapproval.
Yeah, good. Can you welcome up that anger?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Welcome it up. Just love
Yes.
the anger. It's your child, Jean.
Mhm.
You love your children?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Same way, this is your creation. This energy. You stuck it there.
Oh, okay.
Put it there. And now this child is crying. Okay?
Yeah, it wants attention.
It's
It
attention. Yeah.
wants attention.
Yes. Can you give it that attention?
Yeah, sure.
Love it some more.
Yes.
Yes. And what happens when you sit in love with this anger?
Feels like it hasn't gotten enough attention,
Good.
and it's needed attention for
Good.
me.
Could you give it some more love and attention?
Sure.
And more love and attention.
Yes.
And more.
Yes.
What's your inner experience as you give it love and attention?
Um, I'm irritated,
Good. Can you
really
welcome?
irritated, and showing up
Yes.
as a rash on my body
Okay.
in a couple
Good.
different places.
Good. Good. Can you just be with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Resisting that rash and that irritation, make it go away?
No. No, it just what is it? What you resist persists.
Yes. Breathe
I
more
guess I've
deeply.
been resisting.
Breathe more deeply into your heart. And can you allow your heart to be your predominant focus for the moment here?
Yes.
Yes. And all the irritation, the frustration, the anger, can you see that in terms of your heart?
Yeah. Mhm. It keeps it from growing. It kind of reminds me of the Grinch, where his heart grew so big.
Yes.
It just reminds me of that. Wow.
Come back into your heart.
Mhm.
Notice that in your heart, you're completely safe.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Mhm.
would it be all right with you from this very safe place? You let go of resisting all this stuff and just sit in love.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes. And could you allow even more love
Yes.
and more love?
Yes.
More love.
Yes.
Yes. So, Gina, an image just came to me right now, or a thought, and I'm
Mhm.
going to throw it out here and you can accept it or not, okay?
Okay.
What I got was this anger is half dead and half alive. It's buried,
Okay.
okay? And you're being shown this to be given the opportunity to bring it all up.
Okay. Yeah, I am. Okay. With that
That
being said,
does that being resonate?
I
Does
am
that
getting
resonate?
more angry.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Then that's just what we want to be doing here. Okay?
Okay.
This anger that you've buried is waking up.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes. And is this a good thing or is this a bad thing?
It just is.
Yes, there you go. Perfect. It just is.
Yeah, I just haven't acknowledged that anger, and I needed to.
So is it
Oh my,
okay? Is it okay for you if you're a person who has anger?
yes,
Yeah. Is it okay
yes,
with you if you're a person that has every quality, good and bad?
yes,
Yeah, because we all do, don't we?
yes, we do.
Just a way of loving ourselves. So is it okay with you if you love this anger some more?
Yes.
Yeah. But some more
Yes,
and more.
yes.
Yeah. And what's happening to the anger as you hear it and love it?
It's dissipating. Um, so, yeah,
Right. So is it
I have
okay with
about 20% left.
good? Is it okay with you if you love this energy so much that you set it free?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Does this energy want to be angry or does it want to be aligned with the one?
Align with the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I would imagine. And rather than feeling it and allowing it to express itself, you've been burying it.
Oh, what an analogy. Hmm.
Is it okay with you if you forgive yourself for your old patterns?
Yes,
Yes. It's just a
I've
pattern.
allowed people to express their anger with me, but it's like I feel like I can't do it with them.
Right. And is it okay with you if you allow anger to freely move through you?
Yes, 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 most definitely.
Okay. Is there any fear to that?
No. Well, wait a minute. I take it back. Maybe a little bit. Just a little.
Most of us are afraid to express fear, anger, because we're afraid of the reaction. So can you,
That would
or
be true.
yeah. So can you welcome that fear up?
Yes.
And what's your experience when people are angry? Do you hate them? Do you respect them? Do you admire them? What's your experience? Do you have compassion for them?
No compassion. I'm upset because they've made me upset.
Okay,
And also, they're not open to listening.
gotcha. Would it be
And
okay
because
with,
they're not open to listening, how can you come up with a cogent argument
right?
or
So,
discussion? And it
Jean,
makes me angry that I'm not able to express my feelings. They're not open to listening.
yes, good
That's
exploration.
that's what makes me angry.
And here you are wanting to be able to express your anger.
Mm-hmm.
Could you give that same freedom to other people?
I thought I already did. Yes, I'll give them that freedom
Give them
to
that
express
freedom.
it.
And would it be okay with you if people express their anger and it doesn't touch you?
Yes,
It's okay, isn't it? Can you
yes,
see?
it is. It
Can you
would be
see?
far more
Yes.
palatable.
Yes. Can you see how much? Yeah, good. You see how much more powerful that is?
Yes,
And as you let go of your anger here, would it be okay for you to move into that place of peace that allows people to be angry without that triggering it in you?
yes. Oh, that'd be delightful.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yes, it'd be wonderful.
Is it okay with you if when people get angry, you just go, oh, this is my reminder that I can be in peace, I can be non reactive, I can love them, and let them
Mm-hmm.
go through their stuff just like I want the freedom to go through my stuff.
Exactly. Hmm.
So that's just a new picture for us, a new pattern. Okay for you to do that rather than stuffing your own anger?
Most definitely.
How much anger do you have left right now?
I'm I'm thinking none.
Well, I like none. None's a
Yeah.
good answer.
Oh, good.
Good. So could you go back to loving yourself? Go back
Yes.
into your heart. Give yourself some more love and approval.
Yes.
Give love and approval to anyone who gets angry.
Yes.
Yes. And could you give them more love and approval?
What if I just said something that just came up, a whole bunch of it?
What just came up?
A whole lot of anger came up. It was with my whole family. They were all upset with me.
Yes, good. And can you give that
And
anger?
they were furious with me. And one brother-in-law said that he always never did like me. And it
Okay.
was about working on my dad's estate.
So we don't need
All
to
this,
start. Could
all
you
these feelings are coming up now.
let go of the story there? Just feel the feelings.
Yes.
Okay. And can you take it as an opportunity to move into your heart?
Yes. Yes.
And do you like dealing with the anger from your heart?
No.
Okay. Would you rather deal with it from your ego?
Oh, no.
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 So when you
No,
deal
not at all.
so when you deal with it from the heart, you're in a more powerful place, aren't you?
That's right. You did say that. Yes. Hmm.
So could you just allow yourself this really quite, the anger is going to come up. This is the way you want to handle it. And
Hmm.
just try this for a second, Gene, just to see if it works.
Okay.
Pull that energy up and let it flow deep into your inner dimension of your heart. See if that works. It may or may not work. It's just an exploration.
I feel like this comes from my solar plexus, and all these little hearts were floating in the air.
Good. So it's just an
Like,
invitation to play with the energy rather than be afraid of it.
okay.
Okay? Would it be
Yes.
okay? You just sort of keep playing until you totally have fluency with this energy. You can move it wherever you want to. You can do whatever you want to with it. Is it okay if you become a queen of the energy?
Certainly.
All this energy is in your domain, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Is it okay if you claim mastery over it?
Yes.
Yes. And if it's your energy, do you want to keep it buried or do you want to let it out?
Let it out.
Yeah, right. So this whole story about anger with your family and your family want to do this or this or that, could you just see that's a story?
Yes. Yes.
Just go, I've been there before. I can just let the story go.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't need to relive it.
You don't need to play with it. You don't need to do it one by one, this or that. And
Yeah.
no matter the faults of your family, can you go to having love for them?
Yes.
Right. You do that all the time, don't you?
Yes.
The mother. Right. It's what
Yeah.
mothers do. No matter the faults, you love anyway.
Most definitely.
Right. So is
I
it
have.
okay with you if you love the anger within you in the same
Yes.
way? Yes.
Oh. Hmm. Okay.
Love it
Yeah.
and more.
Yes.
And how much of it is left now?
Nothing. Nothing.
Perfect.
I think your analogy about being a mother was probably right on.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
It was right on because I'm older than everybody, and
Right.
it makes sense. I've always looked after everybody to make sure they're okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so that was appropriate.
Good. And keep very clear, you're the mother to all the energies in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So have a lot of fun with that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Sue. Okay. Anyone else? Good morning, Laurel.
Thank you. This is a interesting, really, for me, because I've long had intuition that can be helpful for other people because I work with chronic pain patients. So I often have a clear idea of how to help them, or what, where the pain is centered. Where I am having trouble is I feel it's difficult for me when there's criticism or rejection. Like, for instance, I have two adult stepchildren. I don't feel like I've ever found my center or my intestinal fortitude, or whatever it takes to know when people have critical thoughts of me, or they don't want, they have rejection of me, and how to stand with that in my heart.
Perfect. Thank you very much for bringing this up. So everyone find in you where are there people who may be critical and judgmental of you, in your family or your work, wherever it is, and let's just explore that relationship. Is that a fair summary there?
Yeah. It's like I know how to intuit people around me and empathize, but then if it's kind of aggressive towards me, or
right. So in other words, let me put it this way. What I'm hearing is your intuition shows up in a safe environment, but it doesn't show up when you're not feeling safe. Is that accurate? Not accurate.
I feel like I lose my center. Like I feel
right. You lose your center.
More weak and much more vulnerable.
Lose the center, the more vulnerable. Perfect. So let's just go there for a second. You welcome up that feeling of being off center, off balanced, vulnerable. And can you go back in your life to where the first time you might have felt that?
Yeah.
But how old are you?
Extremely young. Yeah. Like infancy.
Good. Good. So I'm going to just say, call that 2 years old, or is that too old for that?
Too old. Months old.
Old. 2 months. So there you are, 2 months old, and feeling vulnerable and off-centered. Okay. So can you see that as a 2-month-old child, that's not an unreasonable experience, is it?
Yeah, I think it's a wound of, not feeling wanted.
Yes. So can you welcome up that feeling?
And not feeling safe.
Right. Yeah. Can you welcome up that feeling?
Mm-hmm.
And you notice it's just an energetic pattern, right?
It feels deeper. Yeah.
It's a deep energetic pattern.
Yeah.
Sounds like one you brought in, if you're feeling it at 2 months. Okay? So is it okay with you if you look at that deep energetic pattern and just be with it? Acknowledge that it's there, that this is the landscape of my life. For whatever reason, I came in with this.
Mm,
Okay?
that feels more powerful. The
Yeah.
idea of coming in with it,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. That I came in with this. Now, there's nothing wrong with me because we all come in with stuff to work on, right? And that instead of it being a problem, this is my opportunity. That
mm,
heal this, I will have fulfilled a big portion of my purpose in life on the spiritual level. Would that be okay with you to look at it that way?
it's more powerful. Mm,
And is it okay with you to step into a place where it's safe for you to heal this wound?
it feels really big.
Yes. Would it be okay with you if you move into your heart and expand your heart? Could you allow your heart to be bigger than this pattern?
It's coming. There, it's coming.
Good. Good.
Just want to go in a panic, and then and then I expand a little more and feel that I'm feeling all the group.
Yes. So everyone go into your heart to help her out. Would it be okay with you, Laurel, if you allow the group heart to support you?
Hmm.
Yes. And how big is the group heart?
Really big.
Pretty big. Could you look at this individual pattern from the perspective of the group heart?
Yeah, there it gets smaller.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Good.
because
Good.
it felt so big.
And can you see that you are doing this healing on this pattern for the sake of the group?
Okay. Hmm.
Okay? And really, each one of us, as we do this kind of healing, are doing it for humanity.
Hmm.
Okay? So is it okay with you to tap into this group heart, this universal heart, do this work now?
Yeah.
That's very reasonable, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah. So could you just look at this pattern and from this vastness of your heart now, just love it. Could you give that 2-month-old baby all the love of our combined hearts?
Hmm.
Yes. Could you give it even more love?
Okay.
Good. And would it be okay with you Would it be okay with you if you looked at the other babies in that picture? That being the tall ones, your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but see them as babies
Mm-hmm.
because they can't do what they can't give the love they want to give.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, they were overwhelmed.
They're overwhelmed. Right. Could you look at them through the eyes of this vast heart with compassion? Is that
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And give them more compassion.
Yeah.
And would it be okay with you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. If you allow this just to become a memory of who you are, it does not control you. And that what controls you is your centeredness with your heart. Would that be okay?
I like that.
Yes. So we're just setting an intention. And you look at your stepchildren. We always pull around people into our lives that show us our deep wounds so we can heal them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You appreciate your stepchildren for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing you this, and you have this deep desire to heal it.
I do.
Right? So would it be okay with you if you shift your perception of your stepchildren to being these children who have volunteered to help you with this work? You don't even know it, but that's what they're doing. Right?
Yeah.
And
Very generous.
yeah, and we do it for other people too, don't we?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's the game we all play as humans. Everyone here is here to help us grow, and we are here to help everyone grow. You get that picture?
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the level of the hearts, all the hearts are getting together and saying, hey, help me out here. Show up like this for me. All right? Is it okay with you if knowing that, if you can give your children some love and approval?
Yeah.
Yes. And could you let go of disapproving of them for showing you your stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, because that's all they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Could you give them some more love and approval?
Yeah.
And when you give them love and approval, do you notice that you move back into center?
Yeah.
Yes. So is it okay with you if you start playing a new game with them?
Mm-hmm.
The resentment game instead of the fear game, you're going to play the love and approval game.
Okay.
Okay? And that's living from your heart, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That they're going to be the ones who help you to live from your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? I see that smile.
Yeah. They're helping me get to the really deep stuff.
Yes. And you don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
It's free. See what our friends do for us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so could you give them some more love and approval right now? Yes. And more love and approval.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to consciously do this 100 times with them before this pattern is broken or changed, is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. How about just 10? That'd be even better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Is it okay with you if this is a pretty easy and quick step into mastery?
Wow. Seems hard to, seems big.
I get you.
Yeah. It could be small.
Who can say? Yeah,
Could
is it
be,
okay?
it was big all this time and now it's at the end,
Yeah, could be tomorrow. Who could say, right?
right?
Just be open to that possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lighter feeling with that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The big heavy feeling knocks you off your ceiling, your center.
Yeah, it just sure does. Yeah.
So who's the boss? Your heart
Last few drops.
drops. And if those last few drops turn out to be 100, that's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Good. Do we need to go anywhere else? It feels like you're in a pretty good spot here.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hope that everyone else went along with her there. All right. That's about our time. Unless someone is desperately needing some help.
Hi, Stephen.
Oh, we do have someone. All right. Welcome, Cindy. Nice to hear from you.
Hi, I wanted to speak up yesterday before the class ended. I appreciate your class so much, and I love what you said earlier. Can you love your anger so much that you set it free? That was so beautiful. What I could use help on right now is, oh, I'm gonna cry. My son, I want to help him so much. He's having issues billing his clients. Some of his clients he hasn't billed for 10 years. And I felt everything I could to help him. And he wants help, but he feels he's having a hard time billing them. And I don't know what else I can do except love him. And yet I feel, frustration. Why can't he bill? He needs help financially.
Yes. So thank you for speaking up, Cindy. Thank you very much. So, Cindy, welcome up to feelings. And you're clearly saying you don't know what to do. The mind doesn't have an answer here.
Correct.
So you just let go of trying to figure out what to do?
Yes.
Because that hasn't worked, has it? For 10
No, it
years.
hasn't. I couldn't
For
sleep last night.
10 years, right? Worked.
Oh,
Okay. So now, would it be okay with you if you let answers show up somewhere else?
yes.
Yes. So, can you feel that there's any disapproval you have for your son?
Yes.
Should be able to bill?
Yes. He should be. When I ran my business, I could bill my clients easily. Why can't he?
Why can't he? Yeah. So, all that disapproval, has
Mm,
that helped?
no.
And how does it feel to you to be disapproving?
Sad.
Sad. So, could you welcome up that sadness? Just be with it. Just let it go. Let it go some more. And more.
I had a thought, can we all just send love energy to him so he can bill his clients? And I know that's a wanting of control.
But would it be okay with you?
Mm,
Just send him loving energy.
yes.
Yeah, why don't you send him some more loving energy?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're the mother here. You can do it. You love him.
I
Obviously,
do.
you love him dearly.
Uh-huh.
And would it be okay with you if you let your son learn his own lessons?
Yes.
Yes. Sort of okay, right?
Well, it's sort of okay because I know, who am I to tell anybody what their lessons are? And at the same time, when he calls and asks me for money, it's hard for me to say no because he's my son. And yet I know I need to say no because he told me just yesterday he could have paid cash for his house twice over if he would just bill. And he says, why, what's wrong with me, Mom? Why can't I bill my clients?
So good. On a very practical level, a very practical level, can you just send him love?
Yes.
Yes. And I'm just going to give you advice here, which I don't usually do, but
Okay.
just a suggestion here. Why don't
Okay.
you do something like saying, I'm happy to send you some money if you're billing your clients.
Okay.
Okay. Or I'm happy to hire, if you're really sending him money, I'm happy to hire someone to bill your clients, to do the billing for you.
And I did that 2 Saturdays ago. I hired him a bookkeeper, but he's not letting her in to help him.
Oh, so in that case, your job is just love him then.
Okay. Yeah.
That's his way of saying I want to tie my own shoes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can you go to that place where you give him that freedom to tie his own shoes?
Yes.
Sort of.
My husband's in the background laughing because
Good.
oh.
Good. So could you look inside yourself, Cindy? What is it that keeps you from letting your son, who's an adult, obviously by now,
39.
39, he's 39 years old. What is it that keeps you from letting your son learn his own lessons?
He's 39.
Right. So what energy comes up in you? Is that a wanting to control?
Yes, there's control and there's also anger, because I see the pain it's caused him.
Yeah.
And
So what? Good. Just go to that anger right there because you're angry about it too, aren't you?
I am. Yes.
Right. And he's probably saying, I'll make this up because I'm a son myself. He's probably saying, my mom's too much.
Yeah,
I
that's
love you, mom, but you're too much, right?
yeah.
Okay. So could you welcome up that anger and just love the anger
Yes.
and love the anger some more?
Yes.
Yeah. So keep
That's
on
what I
love.
love. That's what I loved what you said earlier. Can you love your anger so much you set it free? That was so powerful for me.
Good. Could you love your son so much that you set him free?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And does setting him free involve running his business life?
No.
Right. And are you free to say no to him and not
I
bail him out? You
yes.
are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And
hard.
imagine saying no to him.
That hurts.
Hurts. Good. Can you welcome up that hurt?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the real rub here.
It's in my
That's
solar plexus. I feel it.
good. So feel that energy in your solar plexus just to open up, let that go. Let it go some more. Wants to leave.
I feel on some level maybe I failed as a mom.
Right. Can you welcome up that feeling of failure? Welcome it up.
Okay.
Okay. And is that they're wanting some approval in there? They're wanting some safety, wanting to be secure. What's what's going on? They're wanting control inside of that?
I think all of it.
All of it, yes. So just keep welcoming that energy up. Could you let them all go? I'll just go through them. Could you let go of wanting the world to see you as a really good mother?
Yes.
You don't need that, do you?
No, I don't.
I mean, at this point, You're the mother that you were. You did your best, right?
I know I'm a good mother, I guess, on the part of him not billing. Where did I go wrong? Did I not teach him
Right.
about
Well,
business? Yeah.
that's all your own stuff there, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and it's there. And is that helping you?
No.
Is it helping him?
No.
No. What would help him? What emotional energy coming up would help your son?
Love.
Love. Would it be okay with you if you gave yourself some love and approval?
Yes.
And more love and approval?
Yes.
Yeah. And could you give yourself some more love and approval?
Yes.
Could you give your son some love and approval?
Yes.
And more love and approval?
Yes.
Could you let go of disapproving of your son?
Yes.
Could you allow your son to be a magnificent spiritual being
Yes.
with some issues he's working on?
Hmm.
Okay? Is it okay to see it in that way?
Yes.
Could you allow him to work on those issues himself?
That's why I'm having a hard.
So is it working for you?
No, it's not. It's not
Oh,
working.
is it
Yeah.
working for him?
No.
No. What would work? More love, huh?
Yes.
Right. So would it be okay for you to stop doing what's not working and to start
Yeah.
doing what's working? That,
Yes.
that's okay, isn't it?
Yes.
So could you allow yourself the freedom to love yourself?
Yes.
Could you allow yourself the freedom to love your son
Yes.
just the way he is?
Yes.
Yes. And could you allow your son the freedom to learn his own lessons?
Yes.
Ah, that's some movement there, Cindy. A minute ago, you couldn't do that. Okay. Is it okay with you if you move permanently into this place where you just make a decision you're going to let your son learn his own lessons?
Yes. And then what do I do when he calls me for help? I obviously, and I have permission to give him help if he asks.
Or you have permission to say no.
Wow. Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Because all this helping hasn't really helped him, has it?
Correct.
Okay. Hasn't really helped him. So what part of you is enabling him to do that?
I guess sending him money when he asks.
Yeah. And the part of you that's wounded, that wants to be a good mother, it doesn't want to be a failure as a mother, that's the part who's sending him money.
Yes.
Okay. So would it be okay with you if you worked on your own stuff instead of working on his stuff?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And and do you want him working on your stuff?
No,
No.
that was good. Thank you, Stephen. That was really good. I want him working on my stuff. Oh, wow. That was wow.
Okay,
But then
good.
again, if I asked them or asked people, then I'm giving them permission for insight, like I asked you, you
But that's a
know.
different story, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. And in this case, I suggest you have the most wonderful, loving relationship with your son, and you allow him to work on his stuff, and you work on your stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
And just, I would focus there rather than
yeah.
focusing on your own stuff, on his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And save your money. Serious. You're wasting it. Okay.
Well, I don't say I'm wasting it because I I feel like you have to say no because he helps me on computer stuff. And if I said no, what if he stops helping me on computer stuff? Well, that's the truth. That's
Good. That's fine. So pay him for the computer stuff.
Uh-huh. Okay. And I do.
Yeah, you do. There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So that's your lesson to him. You're going to pay him for your first time.
And I do pay him
Yes,
for it.
perfect. So how would it be? Let's see. What's a good exercise? How would it be that every time that you want him to bill his clients, that you let go of disapproving of him and give him love and approval?
Okay.
Okay, that's your homework.
Okay.
Just keep doing that, and just see how you feel. And lo and behold, when you're healed, I suspect he might be healed.
Super.
Okay.
Thank you, Stephen.
All right. Thank you very much, Cindy. Good to see you again.
Thanks.
All right. God bless us all, and we'll see you tomorrow.